How's it going, boys? It's me, your favorite Snake Souls merchant, and today let's talk about Twitch gambling. Now, at the start, I'm gonna talk about the memes, what happened, why this is happening, why is this being an issue, and how this can actually impact Twitch in a huge negative way, and a couple of things that are not exactly understood at the moment. Now, first of all, I would like to say about gambling. Never gamble. Gambling is one of the most extremely addictive things that our society has. Even loot boxes are gambling and they addict. And it's rare that you can exchange the contents of a loot box for real money. And that still is addictive. Imagine how addictive it is to just press one button and earn 10k or something like that. Yeah, that's gambling. It is always 100% a problem, and if someone tells you that gambling is not a problem, they are flat out lying to your face. Gambling never has an excuse. That's just something I would like to say prior to this, because gambling is 100% a huge problem. And that's why it is banned in a lot of countries, in a lot of states in the USA, and all around the world. A lot of things that are considered gambling are illegal, and a lot of marketing and everything for gambling is also 100% illegal. So, why gambling is an issue on Twitch? First of all, this all started, I'm pretty sure the first time it started was with Trainwrecks TV. Trainwrecks TV started gambling and he was one of the prominent figures at this. And people saw him just lose 100k, 50k, 10k, 20k over the course of days, weeks, and months. And that was an issue, because a lot of people saw it as extremely erratic behavior, because, well, if you saw any clips of those actions, yeah, it was extremely erratic and not a lot of people liked it. But companies slowly caught on. And since gambling marketing is extremely forbidden almost in every place in the world, well, a lot of companies instantaneously started using this to advantage, paying streamers to do gambling streams. And pay did they well. The top streamers with the hugest viewer bases got offered up to 35k an hour for streaming gambling, for sponsorship on gambling. And 35k an hour is insane. In less than 5 days of 8-hour work, you have earned $1 million. That's how big it is. Imagine how much these gambling websites actually make, considering they are willing to pay so much for people to do it, and they offered this to a lot of people. There has been already a list exposed of people who got offered gambling sponsorships, and with this much money on the line, obviously a lot of people took it. You need to understand that nor Twitch nor YouTube is something that you can comfortably do for all of your life, and if you can get the money to retire and have no worries for the rest of your life, that is great, and honestly, that's something that should be done. And when we're talking about making $1 million in less than 5 days, that is a huge deal. And obviously, even if you have $1 million, or do you have 3 million or 5 million, you're most likely gonna take it and do it. In a month, you can double your wealth. In a month, you can quadruple your wealth in other situations. It is extremely lucrative, and honestly, can we even blame these people? Would you not pick the chance to double your wealth? Would you not pick the chance to earn in a week, in 5 days, in 10 days, in a month, enough for yourself to retire and have a comfy life for the rest of your life? Most of us would do it. I would honestly do it. If they offered me to gamble for X amount, I would do it. A lot of people would do it, most people would do it, and you would also do it. So don't exactly hate the people who just took up these sponsorships. But the point is about all of this, a lot of illegal activities have happened while on these sponsorships, because a lot of people who streamed gambling could not legally stream gambling. They used VPNs to change their country of origin, and, then a lot of bad things followed up. For example, every streamer in Texas cannot actually legally stream gambling. It's against the law. You can get jail time for it. I don't remember the name of the streamer, and I don't remember the country he came from, but it was from the EU. The guy used the VPN and gambled online. What did the EU do? Well, the country that he was from do? Their gambling commission noticed that, and they just banned Twitch from the country. Just a blanket ban because of one of things. And this can happen in multiple places in the EU. This can happen throughout all of the EU. If the EU as a whole sees the gambling that is happening on Twitch and finds it a problem, they can just blanket ban Twitch off of Europe as a whole with a snap of their fingers. They do not need to go into discussions about this. They do not need to bring it up anywhere. They pretty much almost have unanimous power to just ban it off the platform like 1, 2, 3, and that's it. They can do it without any real issues, any real problems. Twitch cannot say anything bad against it, and no one is gonna exactly go against them, because they can't. Most of the time they flat out can't. And this is the huge problem that a lot of streamers are seeing. For example, Asmongold has talked about this. Imagine what happens when you ban pretty much half of the user base off Twitch. Well, a lot of people are going to be losing out on a lot of money. That's what's going to happen. And a lot of people are not okay with this. In a leaked DM conversation between Trainwrecks TV and XQC, while they did not exactly specifically talk about anything illegal, the things they talked about were extremely shady. Your account needs to be banned, remade, then you need to only play full screen because you can't see what side this is played on, and so on and so on and so on, and you're gonna get a sponsorship deal out of it. Oh, it was shady as hell. And by the way, a quick note about XQC. How the fuck is that retarded goddamn anorexic treant leaking all of this shit constantly? He has leaked so many discussions. Someone needs to keep count of this. How the fuck does that Yahoo just leak every conversation ever? If something's leaking on Twitch, you can bet it's XQC alt-tabbing into Discord like a complete imbecile. How is that possible? And this brings me up into another problem. XQC is one of those people who actually does the streams. And XQC's viewer base is 100% majority children under 18. And this is pretty interesting. Because again, if you're gonna stream that and the European Union takes note of it, that you are exposing minors to illegal gambling by their rules and regulations, one of two things can happen. One, they can literally force America to fuck up XQC. Two, they can literally just blanket ban Twitch off of Europe. Three, they can either easily just go after the company that sponsors XQC, because keep in mind, the people who regulate gambling can easily go after almost anyone. If they see some company in a completely legal way, which, by the way, this currently is a completely legal way, sponsor a stream that still gets viewers from Europe, they can easily just sue the company, because the company understands, obviously, that it is trying to target European countries with its advertising for illegal gambling, which would make it illegal if they did that. They understand it. They can go after those companies. They can go after Twitch themselves, because Twitch is just promoting illegal activities in that region. There's a bunch of bad things that could happen here, and those bad things are pretty huge. Again, the gambling federations in the European Union, or whatever they're called, I'm not sure if they're called the Gambling Federation. It's something gambling. It doesn't make too much of a difference here what they are called, but the point is, they can go after anyone. Admittedly, I will tell you one thing from experience. American gambling unions, European gambling unions usually do not care about a singular or multiple people doing things like promoting gambling websites or, promoting gambling in general. They have usually much bigger fish to fry because every company that does gambling is 100% 24/7 trying to break through the rules and trying to make some rules beneficial for themselves so gambling can be promoted, endorsed, and so on and so on and so on, because it's just simply that big. So going after individual people usually is not something these coalitions, these governmental bodies will do, because it's simply honestly just a waste of their time. So they will not do it. They will sometimes go after the companies, but usually they just shut that shit down and call it a day. And in this case, shutting that shit down for the European side may literally just mean banning Twitch. Because it's the easiest solution. Every country can ban Twitch anytime they please, and they don't need to consult anyone, tell anyone about it, just one day, poof, Twitch is gone. And also, this is the heinous part about it. This is all online gambling. And online gambling, obviously, to make it look good, you need that person to win. If someone does a gambling stream, they lose 1 million in like 3 days, and their sponsorship is only that they earn 1 million every 5 days, that means that the odds need to be pumped in their favor, which is technically illegal, but they can do some things like, for example, keep the win rate as it should be, a small percent or whatever, but they could make it so that person, even though they're losing money in as a whole, that one time in X amount of time, they make a huge jackpot. Because let's be real, for promotion, all you need is that huge 100k win. So it's posted to live stream fails, Reddits, Twitch compilations, YouTube videos, and whatnot. And that is huge promotion, because people will think that they can do the exact same thing. Now, it doesn't always have to be rigged, and again, rigging the odds in online casinos is illegal, but let's be real, it's happening. You need to be an idiot to think legitimately that none of these sponsorship deals have rigged odds. Especially when you see conversations between the anorexic treant and Trainwrecks that special accounts need to be made, the previous account needs to be banned, and so on and so on and so on. The only reason that an account matters, that which you are playing on, is when the odds are rigged in your favor. Yeah, that's usually the case. So do not be blind. If something's illegal, it doesn't mean that it's not being done. Credit card. What's the name there? Credit card stacking or credit card. I don't remember what's the name, but for example, it is illegal for banks. If you go and minus debt in your credit card, it is illegal for banks to like stack the order of transactions that happen, so they get more money through negative transactions. That is illegal, and yet in some countries banks still do this. Why? They get fined every year hundreds of millions of bucks for those actions, but in the end, they make more out of it than they lose. So, any illegal activity that is gonna be fined, not a lawsuit where people go to prison, if the illegal activity creates more money than it is fined, it will 100% happen all the time. People will choose to do the illegal thing because they make more money, and the consequences are, well, unconsequential. So yeah, it's a huge deal, and Twitch could absolutely get fucked because of it. And, it's obviously bad. And Amazon, greediest country, by the way, this is also a thing I can tell you from experience. Big corporations, big firms, big everythings, when they see that they can do something, or they are not prohibiting something that could technically get them sued for an action or government reprimandations, usually when a company sees a risk like that, they instantaneously go, nope, fuck that, we're not doing it, ban it, cancel it, don't do it, and so on. Amazon knows what the consequences are, but being the most greedy corporation in the goddamn existence of humanity, they are completely letting it slide because they probably think it's an extremely minor chance that Twitch just gets banned off Europe or, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sensen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the channel, check out Discord, check out the Patreon, check out everything, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.